Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing the Dunwich Legacy again. We'll set this to easy difficulty. I think everything else is good to go for this. Just making sure. Yep. Did I turn this back on? There we go. All right. Since this is our second playthrough of this, I'm not going to be reading as much. I'm not going to be reading as much of the flavor text. I may read some of the agendas and acts, but that's about it. And we're just going to press onwards. Let's go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck. Quiet Halls, you have arrived at the Miskatonic University campus in search of Professor Warren Rice. Classes are over, and a mysterious silence hangs in the air over the quad, 7 doomed to advance. After hours, Professor Rice was last seen several hours ago by one of Armitage's students in the Humanities building. 6 clues to advance. Skulls will be -1, and if we fail, we lose the top 3 cards of our deck. Cultist is -1. And if you, it's -3 if you have 10 or more cards in your discard. And the Elder thing does not matter because we don't start with 1. All right. Besides that, we do have, I'm going to click this again just to make sure. Yep, good to go. We do start with 2 mental trauma on both characters, so we both start at 2 with 2 horror already on us. And other than that, I think we're good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and get set up, shuffling. So Kachi's mulligan's going to be normal, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a weakness. Okay, and uncage the soul right off the bat. I don't really want the unexpected courage right now. We don't need multiple holy rosaries. And we can actually go without the fearless for now. And we'll go ahead and draw. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not anything we can fight with, but we do have stuff to do some klooping with. So that's at least something. All right, over here, yeah, I think in hindsight I probably should have gone without the Uncage the Soul, but we'll just work with what we got. All right, Safina, so she's going to be drawing 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 cards. Okay, so I can put 5 events beneath her. Can't do Painted World. Oh, we do have 1 weakness. So we go ahead and replace that. Okay. So the Painted Worlds we can't do anything with. But we do have... we have 6 of these, which isn't bad. Let's go with... Yeah, honestly, this isn't bad. We start with 2 Painted Worlds already. All right, so we'll put a Spectral Razor. We're going to put these up here. 1 Word of Protection, 1 Elusive, 1 String of Curses, and 1 Uncage the Soul. That's our starting hand. So not too shabby. And we do start with a Shriveling and a Rite of Seeking. Yeah, this is... She kind of has a little bit of everything, which is kind of nice. Okay. So, with that, let's go ahead and flip this over. We're in investigation phase right off the bat. Let's go ahead and start with Akachi. I'm going to spend 2 to get out Holy Rosary, which will increase our willpower by 1. Then I'm going to go ahead and play Uncage the Soul to get out Rite of Seeking for 1 cost. And then we're going to go ahead and just mosey our way over this way. So this is the location where it takes additional actions to investigate. But hopefully we can take care of that in one go with our Rite of Seeking there. All right. Safina. We've got things to do with you as well. First action, definitely get out Holy Rosary. And I'll give us 1 willpower. Then I'm going to go ahead and... I think I want to start with the Thieves Kit. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Thieves Kit. And for my last action, I am going to go ahead and use Painted World. Play as an exact copy of a non-exceptional event. So I'm going to pick Uncage the Soul and use that to get out my Shriveling. And instead of discarding it, it does get removed from game. So it's now been removed. Okay. And that'll be it for her. Okay, so we got stuff to investigate with. We got stuff to fight with. Not a bad start. No enemies, so we'll go ahead and go straight to upkeep. Spirit Speaker, okay. And a Honed Instinct, okay. Let's go ahead and go to First Doom. Alright, Willpower, Visions of Futures Past. We are 6 to 5. We pass. And we get a Yithian Observer right off the bat. Okay. This thing will actually be kind of rough to fight by ourselves. But it could be worse. Fewest cards in hand. Alright, well the good news is this thing has Victory 1. So hopefully we can make that work. It's also not elite. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to play what I want to play. There's a couple ways we can do this. I can try blasting him with a Shriveling. And then follow up with like a string of curses, maybe. Or actually, I could go string of curses to evade it, then draw the string of curses out of my underneath me, and then next round deal with kill this thing instantly. So that's an option as well. I'm mostly concerned about whether or not I'll actually hit with my attack. That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and start with Akachi first. So Akachi, I'm going to go ahead and just spend a resource and get out Alchemical Transmutation. And then I'm spending 2 actions and a charge from Rite of Seeking to investigate this location. We're 6 to 3. We succeed, we get both clues. And we got the victory here. Okay. Alright, so yeah, with Safina, let's go ahead and just do some blasting. Shriveling, we're going to be 5 to 4. Okay, 2 damage. 5 to 4 again. That's -1, so we do pass. Yep, good to go. Alright, so yeah, this was -1, so we won 4 to 4. So we do kill it, and goes to the victory display, so it's been taken care of. I will go ahead and move at this point to go ahead and go to, yeah, we'll go to Science Building. Okay. This will put the Alchemical Lab into play, but it's going to be a lock, of course. Alright, Alchemy Lab is in play. And this place only has 2 Shroud, 2 clues. If you fail a willpower test, you will take a damage. Alright, and that's everybody. So we'll go ahead and go straight to upkeep because there's no enemies. Okay, Cat Mask. And we got a string of curses. Cool. Second Doom. Whippoorwill. Well, we don't really need to worry about you now. Over here, Beyond the Veil. Okay, we're definitely going to get rid of that. I'm going to go ahead and use the Painted World for that. Spend a resource. I will take 1 horror. I'm copying, of course, the Ward of Protection that's here, and I'll negate it. It does still surge. Instead, we get to Peril. I either have to draw 2 cards and place 2 Doom on the current agenda, or take 2 horror. I will take the 2 horror. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and get to work. I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource to get out Cat Mask. I'm going to go ahead and engage this Whippoorwill. And then I'm going to fight said Whippoorwill and use an offering to deal with it. So this will put us at 4-2, because we're at -1 and got +2 from here. Kills the Whippoorwill. Alright. Next, we're going to go ahead and do some investigating here while we're at it. So, I'm going to go ahead and investigate. I get to use I'm going to spend 1 supply here on the Thieves Kit, and it's going to be 4-2, because it uses my agility. Okay, we do pass. We'll get 1 resource and 1 clue. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. Get 1 resource and 1 clue. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and move from this location. Alright. Not too shabby. No enemies. Go straight into upkeep. Water protection. Drawn to flame. Cool. Alright, we can do some things with that. Let's go ahead and get our 3rd Doom. 2 horror or all that other stuff. So I'll take the 2 horror. Ancient Evils. We are getting a bit roughed up. But I will go ahead and take the horror and do a water protection for that. Alright. Prevent that from happening. Okay. So definitely getting worn down with the horror here, but there's not much I can do about it now. Let's go ahead and we'll start with what do I do? So I'll lose the top 3 cards in this location if I play around with it. But that might be our best option right now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move down to the Humanities building. So this place will mill your deck based off of how much horror you have on you, which unfortunately we have quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and use a Rite of Seeking. We're going to be 6-3. Alright, we do succeed. We get we get 2 clues here. And with that, we do get to advance. So I'll go ahead and do that now. This is going to cause the discard pile to get shuffled back in along with Jazz. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And the question is do I want to mill my deck? And the answer is no. We're going to go ahead and just move out. All right. Of course, oh yeah, I didn't even read the back, I apologize. The head janitor, you were unable to find Professor Rice, but one of the students you spoke with mentioned a strange man entering Rice's office. Unfortunately, the door leading to the faculty offices is locked at this late hour. The student says that the head janitor, Jazz, might be able to let you in if you can find him. All right, and then Rice's whereabouts. Concerned for Professor Rice's safety, you seek out the head janitor, who can let you into the locked sections of the campus. As an action, we can spend a clue to, of course, discard the top 5 cards and hopefully find Jazz. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move with Safina down to the Student Union, which is going to spawn the dorms, which is going to be locked. Okay. But this place does have 1 shroud, so I'm going to go ahead and investigate. I'll use the Thieves Kit, so we're now 4-1. Alright, we do pass by 1. Get a clue. Gain a resource, and then we'll investigate 1 more time using the Thieves Kit. Alright, this puts us at 5-1. We will not only get the clue here, we'll also gain a resource. And I'm going to go ahead and spend that resource to go ahead and play Honed Instinct, because I did pass by 3 or more. and this will let me take an additional action. For that additional action, I'm going to go ahead and spend a clue to discard the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Now we go to upkeep. String of curses. All right. I'm going to shuffle and take the top. We lost the ward of protection. And then this gets shuffled back in. All right. Mythos, we're now at set 4 of 7. Beyond the Veil. Do we risk it? It's going to surge. I mean, chances are I'm not going to get through my deck that fast. I'll take it. And we get a Whippoorwill. Okay. Another Whippoorwill. All right. Lots of Whippoorwills. Okay. Not the end of the world. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to have Safina go first. I'm going to spend a clue and discard top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bye-bye, Ythian Observer. All right. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out my British Bulldog. Just to have that ready. All right. For Akachi, we're going to go ahead and take the plunge here. Rite of Seeking again after we move here. This only... Okay, Elder Sign does not affect that. Okay. So we do succeed with this. We will get both clues. And I get a charge back. Okay. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and move back so I don't have to mill my deck. Okay. So far, so good. The horror we've taken so far is a little concerning, though. All right, upkeep. The enemies are not going to attack us. They'll remain aloof. Moonlight Ritual. Oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, I still had an action remaining. I'm just going to draw a card. All right, and then upkeep. Okay. All right. Mythos, 5 of 7. Ancient Evils. Yeah, I'll get rid of it. Take a horror. And we found Jazz Mulligan. Perfect. Bad news is it requires a book test, and we're actually not that good at book. Also, conveniently, I could have gotten the British Bulldog out for free with that, but that's okay. All right. So the good news is we found Jazz. Bad news is kind of everything else. Okay. Our best contender to parlay is probably Akachi. But first, we really need to get rid of that Whippoorwill. So let's go ahead and spend 2, do Spectral Razor. We'll be fighting 4 to 2. Okay, kills it. Then I'm going to go ahead and move up. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay. Akachi will move down. And then I'll attempt to parlay. I'm going to commit a Torrent of Power. So it's going to bring me up to 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are 6 to 3. Actually, we can just go. We only need to spend 2 of these charges. So that's going to put us at 5 to 3. So 5 to 3. We pass. Okay. We now have control of them. We go ahead and advance. The experiment is loose. He convinced Jazz that something strange is going on, and that Professor Rice may be in danger. He doesn't trust you enough to hand you his keys, but agrees to come with you. All of a sudden, you hear a crash coming from the science building, and a student rushes towards you. Help, he cries. There's some kind of animal loose in the chem labs. I only barely caught a glimpse of it, but he shudders. I think it's heading to the dorms. You've got to do something. If the alchemy lab location is not in play, put it into play. If you are an agenda 1 or 2, put the set-aside experiment in the alchemy labs. So it's going to be at the alchemy labs right now, because we're still in agenda 1. Okay. Besides that, we're good to go. Now we've got campus safety. You only have moments to react. You could warn the students in the dormitories and escort them to safety, or continue your task of searching the faculty offices for Professor Rice. Or perhaps you could try to slay the beast that threatens the campus. Find and complete an objective on another encounter card. Okay, so we do have an action, so I'm going to go ahead and use that action to move down to unlock the dorm, and that'll be it. So the plan here is I want Akachi to actually go to the administration building. You do have some options on how to finish this, but all I really want to do is there is a location with victory in the administration building, or one of the offices rather, and I want to clear that out as quickly as possible. Anyway, let's go ahead and only enemy is aloof or not moving, so upkeep. Fearless, could use that. Easy mark. Okay. Then we go to 6 Doom. Locked door goes in the location with the most junk on it, which unfortunately is this one. I'll just have Safina deal with that. And then for you, Ancient Evils. I don't have a way of getting rid of it, so we are going to advance. Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to advance here. So, because I've used just about everything I've gotten as far as ward protections are concerned. All right. Something stirs. The university is dead silent. The shadows coil about your feet as you walk, and you swear there is something following you with each step you take. Is it just your imagination, or is there really someone or something stalking you? Each investigator with 5 or more cards in their discard pile will take 1 horror. 4, 3. No one takes any horror. And then if we were doing this as the second scenario, this would immediately advance. But we're good to go. Dead of night. Professor Rice's disappearance isn't the only thing amiss at the university. You're unsure exactly what is going on, but you're starting to believe Armitage was right in asking for your help. Each investigator's maximum hand size is reduced by 3 while checking his or her hand size during the upkeep phase. 3 doomed to advance. So originally this would automatically cycle, but now we have essentially three extra rounds to get things done here. All right, so with all that said and done, let's go ahead and get to work. I'm going to go ahead and start with Safina. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with Safina for now. She's just going to move twice down to here. And then she's going to go ahead and do a Drawn to the Flame, which will let me get 2 clues from this location and, of course, draw a... It'll also make me draw a counter card. Test 2 will. Increases the skill's difficulty by 1 for each damage on you. If you fail, you take 2 horror. We have 5 to 2. We're good to go. I did pass it with an Elder Sign, so I do get to choose an event beneath this card and draw it. I'm going to pick... I'll pick Uncage the Soul. Yeah, we'll pick Uncage the Soul for now. It says May, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Alright, good to go on that front. Meanwhile, Akachi is going to go ahead and move twice up to here. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to play Spirit Seeker. Or Spirit Speaker, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust this. And actually, I won't exhaust this. We'll just keep it as is. If I draw my weakness, I'm going to need to deal with it somehow, so we'll do it this way. Alright, and then that is it. Whippoorwill will stay in place. Upkeep. Okay, another alchemical transmutation. And then upkeep, I will need to discard some cards. Let's discard a Shriveling and a Rite of Seeking. Okay. And then we get to our first Doom, which will give an offering back to Cat Mask. And let's go ahead and get to work. Alright, I have no damage on me, so it's just going to be 6 to 2 here. I will commit a Fearless, though, so it'll be 7 to 2. We do pass. I'll heal a horror. Light of Aforgamon. Peril. You must either attach this to the current agenda or current act, and treat all damage as direct damage and all horror as direct horror. That's pretty much what we've been doing, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the Dead of Night and get that good to go. Alright. Let's go ahead and... So I know what's coming. I think we'll be okay. It's not going to be the best option, though. Let's, I'll start with Savina. So we got a locked door we need to deal with. But before we do that, I am going to go ahead and play Uncage the Soul so I can get out Rite of Seeking for 1 cost. Okay. And then next, I am going to go ahead and try to pick the lock. And I'll commit an easy mark for this. So it'll be 5 to 4. Okay, we succeed. And then my last action, I am going to go ahead and use a Rite of Seeking to investigate this location. It has 1 shroud. I have 5 willpower. We succeed. We get 2 clues. Alright. Alright, Akachi. So the issue right now for Akachi is I don't have the means to murder what I need to murder. I'm going to go ahead and engage this Whippoorwill. I'm going to go ahead and fight said Whippoorwill. I'll use a offering. Okay, we kill it. I'm going to go ahead and, as a last action, I'm going to draw a card. Alright. So that'll hope. I'll have to just hope that Unexpected Courage will be enough to keep me afloat. Alright. I mean, if necessary, I can have Safina come with me. In any case, let's go ahead and go to upkeep. Okay, that'll work. I can work with that. Arcane Initiate. Cool. Mythos. 2 of 3. I already have this. It's going to surge and get discarded. Alright, take 2 horror or the other nonsense. I'll take the 2 horror. I'll put 1 on Jazz and 1 on herself. Oh, never mind. So this is the guy I was going to summon, but looks like we're dealing with him here. Okay. So, loose cards in hand, Hunter. When the engaged investigator draws a hex or pack card, he will automatically attack. He hits for 1 damage and 2 horror. Victory 1, 4 fight, 3 health, 3 evasion. Wizard of Yog-Sothoth. Okay. So, cool. New plan. We get to deal with you next. I do have a Spectral Razor. I think that's going to probably be our best bet. I mean, I do have Shriveling, but it'll only be a 5. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to draw the Spectral Razor. It does not provoke. And then I'm going to play said Spectral Razor. This will put us at 7 to 4. Alright, we succeed. It's non-elite, so it's going to take +2 damage. So it's going to take 3 damage in total, killing him. Alright, cool. Can't complain about that. I'm going to go ahead and do Rite of Seeking again. 5 to 1. We succeed and get 2 clues. So we got all the clues here. Once I spend the clues, I'll be good to go. Alright. And then we go Kachi here. She's going to go down to this. So the admin building has 4 shroud, 2 clues, and you do put the faculty offices in play. And if you end your turn here, you do discard your top card. So we don't want to hang out here. Faculty offices, there's 2 different versions. We want the knight is still young. The other one is if we were doing this second. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and move. Right, after faculty office is revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a humanoid enemy and spawn it here. Shuffle the encounter deck. Alright, I'm just going to grab a Thrall and shuffle the encounter deck. We'll be engaged to this guy, and he does hit for 1 and 1. I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource to play String of Curses. This will automatically evade him. It will put a Doom on him, but that Doom does not matter because it's going to advance anyway. Also, we do get 1 clue from this location. Alright. So the idea here is I want to get the clues from the faculty office and then finish with the dormitories. And that's going to be the plan. Alright, enemy phase. He was exhausted. We go ahead and encounter him now. Upkeep. Okay, no weakness, good. Holy Rosary, good. Mythos. Alright, so this Doom's going to go away. That's going to reset. This will get discarded. An experiment gone wrong. A cry of fear echoes through the campus, and several students flee from the eastern side of the university where the science building can be found. Could this commotion be linked to Professor Rice's disappearance? If the dormitory's location is not in play, put it into play. If the experiment is in play, move it 1 step towards the dormitories. And if it's not in play, you spawn at the science building. Okay. The Beast Unleashed. Some kind of wild creature is on the loose. Whatever it is, it appears to be headed toward the university dormitories. For this, it's too doomed to advance, and instead of flipping this, you will move him 1 step every time. All right. Thankfully, that didn't shuffle the deck or anything, so we're good to go on that front. Arcane Barrier. I don't plan on moving, so that's fine. Whippoorwill. That's fine, too. Okay. Faculty offices. Let's go ahead and spend a resource to kill this string. Oh, actually, this Thrall doesn't have Doom on him anymore. So we'll auto-evade him again, put a Doom on him, and get a clue from here. And then I'm going to do a Rite of Seeking here. 6 to 2. We pass, we get both clues here. And my last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. That's fine. All right, and then for Safina, she's going to spend her clues. She has to spend 6 as a group. Spend 6, we're good to go. And this will go to Resolution 2. Okay, so Resolution 2, Warren Rice has been kidnapped. Students were rescued. And we get victory. So our total victories should be 5. Yep, 3 locations. There's the Orne Library, the dormitories, and the faculty offices, and we got 2 of the 3 victory that was enemies. We unfortunately missed one of the observers, but that's about it. Okay, man, this was much better than the other team I tried this with. All right, so with that, we're going to get 5 experience on Akachi and 7 experience with Safina, because she does have Karen's Oval. All right, with that, give me a bit as I figure out what I'm going to level up. All right, Akachi has 5 experience. The first spell she upgrades will be reduced by in cost by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Blood Pact into its permanent form, which is level 3, so it's going to cost me 1 experience. This does remove a card from my deck, so I will need to replace that slot. So that cost me 1 experience. I'm going to replace 1 alchemical transmutation with a Brand of Cthugga, which is level 1, so it costs 1 experience. This is both Mystic and Guardian class. It's a spell, takes up a arcane slot, can be committed for a fist, costs 2 resources, has 6 charges. Fight, you can use your willpower or your strength for this, and it gets +1 skill value for that attack. And if you succeed, you can spend 1 or 2 charges. And instead of its standard damage, you just deal 1 damage for each charge spent. And if you succeed by 0, you'll lose 1 action. So the big drawback is the losing 1 action if you tie it. Though with her exceptionally high willpower, that's usually not a huge risk. What's really nice about Brand of Cthugga is it's very flexible. It's cheap and flexible. Obviously, with like spells like Shriveling and Shriveling 4 or 5 or whatever level it ends at, you end up doing like a lot of excess damage. But with Brand of Cthugga, you can choose exactly how much damage you're doing. Also, with Brand of Cthugga, if you are ever attacking someone that's engaged and you fail the attack, it'll do 0 damage because you can just choose not to spend any charges. Well, actually, you don't even get to spend the charges, so it just does 0. So we got that in, and then that empty slot is going to be filled with Prophetic, which is level 3, so it costs 3 experience. It's a talent, costs 3. It is Guardian, Mystic, and Survivor. It can be committed for 2 willpower, and it has 2 resources on it, and it gets replenished at the start of each round. Resources on Prophetic may be used to pay for Fortune, Spell, or Spirit cards, and then during a skill as a Lightning Bolt, during a skill test that involves a Fortune, Spell, or Spirit card, you can spend a resource to get +1 skill value for this test. So this is going to help with her economy overall. All right, so with all that, this is going to be set to the side, and the rest get put in the deck. So we're still at 33 cards, so we're still legal, and that was 5 experience in total. All right. Meanwhile, with 7 experience, we got Safina here. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get Streetwise, which is permanent, so it doesn't take a slot. As a Lightning Bolt, you can spend 2 resources to get either 3 book or 3 foot. This is, I believe, we had that with Ginny at one point. And then over here, I'm going to go ahead and replace one of my Drain Essences for Gias. Gias is a pact. I believe we showed it off with Lola, but it's exceptional, so it costs 4 experience instead of just 2. Gets +1 to all stats, and then you have to make a promise either to never draw, play, or commit cards during your turn. So more than likely I'll be picking commit, because I'm not going to be committing cards very often. So this is just a way to boost her stats. Probably the biggest challenge for this was figuring out what to get rid of, because I definitely want to keep as many events in this deck as possible, but I think getting rid of 1 Drain Essence will be okay. Alright, and that should put it at 38 cards. There we go. And yeah, honestly, after I believe the video that I recently recorded is not going to be up for a while, but the past few investigators have been trying to just get through, or have been very, very rough, but this went really well. I'm hoping this will carry on to the House Always Wins. We'll be doing it second, so it'll play out a little bit different. We're going to be on a tighter time crunch, to say the least. But hopefully it'll go well. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Hero. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, the Dunwich Legacy, and we just finished Extracurricular Activity, and I'll see you guys next time.